I quit my business not once, but twice. With this much freedom, I moved from the suburbs of Atlanta to the island of Hawaii. And yet here I am starting it back up again. Am I an addict? Sometimes I feel like it because I'm addicted to the highs and I get absolutely crushed by the lows. Being an entrepreneur absolutely has its ups and downs. I can attest to that. I claim that ditching the 9 to 5 is the best decision I ever made, but then why do I keep leaving what I've built? The answer to this is definitely multifaceted and may surprise you. I'm here to share with you why I walked away from my business twice for 2 separate reasons, what changed, and why I continually keep coming back. Hey everyone, I'm Joey. I started my first business as a college freshman over 15 years ago, and I've tried several different side hustles since then. I realized pretty early on in my working career that I didn't think it was fair for 2 people to be paid the same if one person wanted to work hard and efficiently and another person wanted to slack off. Some people like staying busy and working efficiently, and I think those people should be awarded for better, faster work. I didn't realize it at the time, but that thought process led me to starting my own business. I started my first side hustle for a few reasons. I had complete control over how much I worked. It was actually something that I very much enjoyed and paid very well, and because I wanted to earn money more efficiently through passive income. What excited me about trying to work for myself was that it was kind of like I was an explorer on an adventure. It was like I was the creative designer of a game trying to figure out how different puzzle pieces fit together to make a fully functioning machine. The machine being the business. At the time, I didn't really have anything to lose. My expenses were like $700 a month and I didn't have any assets. There wasn't any overhead for my business. All I needed was some twisting balloons and a hand inflator. If my ever-changing ideas for the business never ended up panning out, I wouldn't have really lost anything. The biggest struggle for me in the beginning was just having the motivation to go out and talk to restaurants about a balloon twisting service. I had seen this done before and I knew it could be successful, but being new to business, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what type of restaurant would be best. I didn't know which restaurants would even want a balloon twisting service. I didn't know legally if I was allowed to, like whether I needed a contract or some sort of business license to even be offering this service. So in the beginning, the toughest thing for me was basically just building up the courage and hyping myself up to go talk to restaurant managers to find the answers to those questions. When I still considered my first business a side hustle while I was in college, I only considered it a success when I had trained a few of my friends and scheduled them to work balloon twisting services in 5 restaurants each week. This may seem minimal, but to a beginner entrepreneur, that was incredible. I was earning $250 every week for not even working. And then it came time for me to graduate. At the end of my final semester, when I was averaging 4 hours of sleep a night or less, I was completely burnt out. There was a lot of uncertainty with what I was going to do next. What kind of job did I want after college? How was I going to be earning an actual livable wage? I had a lot of doubt about my future and what was next for me without really any conviction of which direction to go in. And when I think about it, I don't think that it was my side hustle that actually burnt me out. I was really just exhausted from balancing a full-time workload, a demanding internship, and a capstone project that was going to determine whether I graduated or not, along with 2 other part-time jobs. I was so worn down from having my attention and effort being demanded on so many fronts that I kind of just shut everything out. My classes had ended, my internship had ended, my capstone was done, I passed, and my 2 other part-time jobs had ended. So I stopped the balloon twisting services as well. I graduated without a plan and without any responsibilities, which is exactly where I wanted to be at that time. It honestly was a major relief to have no responsibilities after such a challenging final semester. I don't regret quitting everything. That was just what I needed at the time. But after a few months of no responsibility, the boredom hits hard. I did a few odd jobs here and there, but I still couldn't convince myself that the best path forward for my life was sitting in traffic for 2 hours every day commuting to a job that I didn't care about. Obviously, I needed money, as everybody does, and I decided that the best path forward in the career realm was to not compromise my values, that 1, time shouldn't be wasted commuting or stuck in an office being unproductive, and 2, people should be rewarded for good, efficient work. With this in mind, I came came to the conclusion that maybe I should put all of my eggs in the balloon twisting basket and see what this business could actually become if I put in a full-time effort. What did I do differently the second time around? That's a great question. I didn't really do much different except put more time into it. I knew that if I continued putting in the effort, I could build a bigger business and make more passive income. And everything went well for 3 years. The first year I made about $36,000 in passive income, which doesn't sound much, but it's passive. I wasn't working for it, so that's amazing. The second year I made about $65,000, nearly double what I made the first year, and the third year I hit $100,000 in passive income. I saved as much as I could and I invested a lot of it. With this much freedom, I moved from the suburbs of Atlanta to the island of Hawaii. I even developed balloon teams in 3 different cities on the West Coast. Then the unexpected happened. I didn't hit the like button, which spurred a global pandemic, stopping the event business in its tracks and shutting down restaurants. Make sure to hit that like button to avoid initiating another global pandemic. Thanks. The business that I had built for years dropped to $0 in income overnight. This wasn't quitting, this was being fired. It was a tough few years taking on odd jobs here and there. The balloon decoration aspect of my business actually picked up first, slowly, after about 2 years of being shut down. For 3 years since then, I've worked on adding restaurants to our weekly balloon twisting schedule, but I have a feeling that all of the businesses that didn't go out of business are still struggling from the pandemic. This has brought me to the sad realization that I am quitting that aspect of the business. I'm giving up on the passive income from balloon twisting in restaurants and focusing more on building income streams online so that if a pandemic or anything of the sort ever happens again, I'll be prepared. I take away a few lessons from this experience. The first is that as a business owner, I need to adapt to the changing world around me. The second is that I need to be building more income streams in different areas so that I'm not reliant on one of them. Of course, there's the internal conflict of whether or not I will try to build that branch of my business again. It treated me so well for so long. Should I just move on or should I give it another go? For now, I've got some other income streams cooking, so I'm gonna leave that one on the wayside. But then again, as we approach spring, restaurants get busier and the budget for in-house entertainment is likely to increase. So what would I tell others struggling with their business? Here are my main takeaways from these experiences. If you're in the same boat as I was, not knowing which career path to take or which direction to go in, weigh your options. The faster that you can eliminate options and minimize analysis paralysis, the better. Narrow your options and then make a decision. Any decision. Making a decision and working towards that goal is infinitely better than not making a decision at all and staying stuck in the same place. Secondly, knowing when to push through and when to step away. If you truly believe in something, keep pushing for it. There will always be obstacles to overcome. It's up to you to decide whether you are going to conquer that obstacle or find another path. Thirdly, diversify your income and investment assets. I lost a massive income source through the pandemic and lost a lot through poor investments as well. Experience is the best teacher, but do your research. Be smart about the decisions you're making. Don't sell ice to an Eskimo. Provide something unique that solves a problem and you'll be successful. Have you ever quit something and decided to come back to it? Let me know about your experiences in the comments below and let's chat about the lessons that you've learned along the way. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to share it with friends and check out my channel where I have many other helpful tutorials, business lessons, and finance tips. Subscribe to my channel to follow along with my entrepreneurial ventures and to see what happens in the next chapter of this story. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.